Okay, I'm hoping there's a... Hi everybody, it's Eileen. I am Deb's Pampered Chef Consultant. Some of you I have actually met over in the past when I was actually able to come and cook at Deb's house. Obviously, that wasn't going to happen. So instead, I'm cooking in my house and you guys are all watching the cooking show from your house. So that I know who is with me, in the comments, give me a little gift to let me know how excited you are, okay? So that way I will know who is joining me on our party right now because I can't see you. So right now, I don't see anyone who has joined our party yet. So while I am just going to give you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So what I'm doing is I am going to make, for you guys, I'm going to make a baked Ziti with sausage. This is what I'm going to make, okay? And I'm going to do it in my, okay, so who do I have with me? I have Barb. Well, I have Deb with me. So, hey, Deb, can you give me a comment in the comments? And then if you see any questions, go ahead and let the rest know. And maybe even if you can, post in the group to make sure that everybody who's in the group, go ahead. They should be joining us live in the group. So if you want to do a post on your personal page with the show, the group link, they need to be in the group for them to see the live video, because that's where I am. Okay. Oh, you hear and see me. That's great. Hey, where's Barbara? She was there a minute ago. I'm not sure where she went, but she was there. And I know you had a whole bunch of people, Deb, on your page your personal page, who were interested in coming. So hopefully they'll get to join us for the party too, and come and see us too. So what I'm going to do, let me wash my hands. I am going to teach you guys how to make this baked Ziti. And I'm also going to show off my brand new Dutch oven cast iron casserole. It's a baker. It's a Dutch oven baker is what it is. So this is what it looks like, okay? So let me tilt you guys down a little bit. There, okay. So this is my Dutch oven, okay? So it's 6 quarts. I've got it on my back burner so you guys can see what I'm doing here while I'm cooking too as well. So I put my hamburger in here so I can get that to start cooking too as well. I know Barbara was there a few minutes ago, but I don't see her right now. So I'm not sure what happened to my Barbara. I lost her too as well. So that's a good thing. So we're going to record this and then I will post our cooking show demo here. Oh, I have more people. I see little thumbprints. Okay, you guys, you have to comment in the comments because I don't know who's here unless you comment, and then your names pop up. Okay, so who joined us? You have to type. Okay, because remember I can't type. Oh, I got Deb. Okay. Okay, sounds good. She just needs to go back into the party group. Okay, so that's what we're doing. All right, so that'll work. Let me wash my hands. Okay, so, oh, hey Melissa, how are you? So, your son is getting so big, by the way, too. I've missed seeing you at last of Deb's party. So, it's been great. So, Melissa, so here's what I'm looking. Check out what I'm making. Look at this. This is our new 6-quart enameled cast iron Dutch oven. And it's not even available till the 1st of October. You guys, I have just fallen in love with this. And I'll show you why really quick when my hamburger starts to cook. Look at this. See the knobbies? So, you know how, like, the best thing when you take a shower is the fact that you have the rain, showers that drench you right in the perfect one? Okay, give me a little comments if you agree with me, right? So instead of having a flat surface, it's got these knobbies. And then what it does is the juices collect in here on the knobbies, right? And then it like rains down all the juices. So imagine the whole time, you guys, that you're cooking with this, it's like somebody is in your pot, right? And they are doing all of the basting for your food for you. How cool is that? What do you guys think? Okay, give me a yes or no. Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start cooking, right? Because, well, you guys will see. So, my husband is not home right now. He'll be thrilled if he comes home and actually finds dinner on the table. I know I work out of the house, but you know. He also said that he's really thrilled with this whole idea of me doing live cooking shows from the house because of the fact that then, if I do these, he gets to eat. Because he always said that was the worst part about when I would head off. Then he couldn't eat. Okay, so let me go ahead, put that. So here's the cool thing. The cast iron skillet, right, is cast iron, and then it's covered in the enamel, right, which is really, really, you're right, it's so cool. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to break up my hamburger here, right? And the nice thing is, guys, is because it's enameled, food doesn't stick to it. Like, I don't know if any of you guys saw, but last week, and I don't have to go back and I never did get my pictures posted. I made this beef roast in here, right? And then I added mushrooms and onions, and what I liked about it is the fact that I was able to braise my my roast. And the reason, where's my, we're back in a shot. I know, you guys would think if I'm in my own kitchen, I'm more organized than when I come to your houses. You know that's not really here, right? Okay, so anyways, so I made this braised beef roast. And so I put the cast iron, I did it in this Dutch oven, right? So one of the things that's nice about it is because it stoves up and then it's oven safe, right? So what was nice was the fact that I was able to go ahead, brown my roast. So I seared it, right? So when you sear it, you're going to get that like nice like crust on the outside. And then when you do that, then what happens is then you're going to be able to seal in all the juices. And then I took the roast out. I sauteed my mushrooms and my onions. And then I did some carrot. And I dumped it back, put the vegetables all into the Dutch oven, and then I put the meat back in. I put the sauce in it, put it in a 3 1/4 into the oven. So, well, it was a chuck roast, and you know, chuck roasts really aren't that tender, right? But because of the knobbies, right? The knobbies, it was so moist, it was so tender, and it was just so juicy. So who else has joined us? Let me see up in my corner. Usually it lets me see. Okay, so if you join me, okay, we have another one. Yeah, let us know. Okay, so Deb and Melissa, if you guys want to type something into our little group and tell people they should be joining us, that would be good. Okay, so let me get my salt and pepper. I put that on my countertop. Where did I put the salt and pepper? Oh, it's over here. I'm gonna grab some salt. Add some pepper. I know I'm reaching over the top of you guys. But this way, it just works so great. So here is the other thing that you would use this Dutch oven for. Now, of course, it's great for making soups. I've made soups. I've done stews. I've done pork roast. I've done beef roast. I do a lot of meat because Mark eats a lot of meat, okay? So that's just what he likes. Here's the other thing you can do. You could even go ahead and you could do like breads in here, right? And then you're going to get, so you put parchment paper in it, let it rise in here. And then when it cooks, it's going to get this like wonderful toasted edges, you know, the crunch that you want of the bread. And then it's so nice and soft in the inside. Perfect Dutch oven. The other big thing is it holds its heat. So it keeps your food really hot too as well. Okay, so that's one of the other things. So a lot of you will probably already are starting to think about Christmas gifts and stuff. These little paring knives. Now, if any of you ever had the little white paring knives, these are a huge improvement. And they were good knives, right? But the great thing is I like stay sharp. So here's how you cut an onion and you make it. So you slice down the side like so, right? And they come in sets of 3. Think about, buy sets of 3. Either get 1, 2, or 3 to make great stocking stuffers, right? I mean, like, I use mine, like, all the time because they work so great, you know, too, as well. And it's wild. I know it's not even October, but quite frankly, guys, it's probably time this year more than ever for us to start thinking of Christmas gift giving, too, you know. One of the big things that a lot of people always did fall parties with me was because we did all the Christmas shopping, which was really kind of fun. So, too, as well. And then, I've done this, and it was kind of fun. I did live Zoom parties. Those got a little crazy, right? So I went live, I set up a Zoom account, and then what I did was, and I grabbed my knife. And then what I did was, that way everybody actually could talk to each other, and that was like really oodles and noodles of fun. Okay, so this is our chef knife, okay? And you can see there's a little P and a C here, and there's a little P and a C here. The reason for the P and the C, you guys, is that's where your thumb goes. It goes on that spot. When you go ahead and you wrap your hand, this is the proper way if you ever watch the Food Channel, one of my favorite channels, by the way, and you watch the cooking shows, you will see that all good professional chefs, they always wrap their hands and then their thumb goes here. The whole reason behind that is you will never get this knife out of my hand. Right? If you hold your knife like this, this is how your knife slips and then you cut your hands and that's a bad thing. Did you guys know that? Let me know if you knew that little knife trick or not. Okay, so here's another trick with your onion. If you store your cut onions upside down like this and you leave the root on the bottom, then you will find out that your onion will say, oh, Deb, don't you love these knives? Which knives do you have? Is it this one or this one? Which one do you have? Like, or is it this one here? Right? Oh, okay. So it's this knife, right? The professional knife or the paring knives, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quarter this, right? And then I'm going to toss this into my Manu food processor, you know? Absolutely, without doubt, this is one of my favorite products that they've ever come up with. You know, it's a good thing I own 3 because I use them all the time, right? It was like one of those rare things that I actually bought a third. I mean, I earned 2 and I said, well, I really need a third because I need 2 for the kitchen. I need 1 to go to all my shows. Now, of course, I'm doing all my shows in the house. But that's, you know, that's life. So, this is why it's so great. It's a bowl. It's a blade. It's a top. That's it. Okay. Now, this goes in the dishwasher. This goes in the dishwasher. And then there's a silicone on the bottom. And the reason for the silicone on the bottom is so that way when you're chopping things up, it doesn't go anyplace. This here, when you wash it, do not submerge it because then you're like this forever and ever and ever shaking water out of it, right? So don't do that, right? So you just pop it open and then you can wash it. Okay, so we're going to take our onion and we're just going to do it here, right? And so the best thing about this, especially when Christopher Dirt, you know, better known as this child, was the fact that Mr. Christopher Dirt, he was a really, really picky eater. No matter what I did, he just was. And he didn't like textures of different food. I mean, it just, like, gagged him. So, what I would do all the time is, originally, it was the food processor. And then I got my great little Manu food processor. And then what I did was, I just hit everything I wanted him to eat. And I just chopped it up into pulverization. And then he never knew. See, like, I have big chunks. But look at, if you wanted to get really tiny, like this, you know, and I could have chopped the whole like this. But think about how much longer this would have taken had I been actually, right, cooking this, you know, if I had to chop this all up by hand. That's why I like this so much. Okay, look at this. See how nice my hamburger's cooking up, right? No oil nor nothing, right? So, we're just going to toss those onions in there too, right, as well. The one thing, where's my smaller scraper? Here it is. Okay, these come in white, not burgundy. This just happened to be one of the colors. We used to have burgundy ones too, better known as cranberry actually. But you know, everyone needs their scrapers. Okay, give me a little thumbs up. Don't you love the chopper? Because it works so great, right, Deb? Okay, so give me a thumbs. Tell me You'll have to say scraper, otherwise I won't remember what questions I ask later when I go back and read these, right? So, who has our scrapers? Because anyone who has our scrapers, wouldn't you guys? Okay, so Melissa and Deb, don't you agree like they're really great? Okay, did our Barb come back yet? We're still missing Barb. Where are our people? We lost our people. Shoot. Okay, so we'll put that off to the side. But you know, the great thing about these scrapers is the fact that they don't melt, right? That's probably one of the best things about the scrapers, because nothing's worse than when you're cooking with your scrapers, right? And then they melt and they get all yucky. So this way that doesn't happen. I gotta wash my hands because they're full of onions. Okay. I'll be back in a sec, guys. Root. Okay, so here's the trick. Oh, wait a minute. I just got water drops in my glasses. So here's the other great thing. Did you know that if you get onions, or fish or garlic all over your fingers, the way you get rid of it is if you wet your hands, rub them on stainless steel of your sink, and then run them on cold water, it removes the smell. I know. So Melissa, aren't they right? Aren't these like the best? Okay, so people have said, what's a great Christmas gift? Scrapers. You know, I mean, think about this. You know, when you think about this too, people have said, who wants Pampered Chef? Really? With as much cooking as we're all doing in our kitchen nowadays, who wouldn't want it, right? Because, as it is, you know, it's like we're living in our kitchens anymore, you know? It's like those people of our lives actually expect us to feed them 3 times a day. I mean, really? You would think that they would get, like, full. But I guess they really don't. So they expect us to keep cooking. Okay, everyone take a sip. Okay, now, we're going to add some herb de Pins. Oh, it's got a little bit of lavender. It's got some oregano in it. But you know what's really wonderful about our seasonings? Okay, so this is a seasoning. And then these are rubs. So I'm going to add a little sweet basil. This herb de Pins is so good on chicken, fish, roasted vegetables, great as a dip with any of our seasonings or our rubs. If you take a half a cup of mayonnaise, half a cup of sour cream, a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of any of our seasonings or dips, it makes the best dip. And then you could use your dip, you could use it as a spread on your food, like on your sandwiches. You could put it on your baked potatoes. You could eat it with your veggies. You could eat it with your potato chips. Yeah, I really do love potato chips. So, but the veggies are much better, right? And here's the other great thing, right? So if you want to make your own dehydrated potato chips and stuff, you make them in this, the air fryer. Okay, so I'll show you guys that. Oh my gosh, you guys, that air fryer saves my day. I probably use the air fryer anymore, honestly. We probably use it like all the time. So this is the crushed peppercorn and garlic, and then there's the garlic and herb. Okay, these you should add to every single order, right? Why? Because you're going to use them in like every single meal you cook. And then you're just going to add all your other seasonings and stuff on top of it, because that's just what you do. But this is like the base, right? And if you're cooking anything Italian, you got to have the sweet basil, right? And then there's the rosemary, because it's just going to give you really good flavor, and that's why you're going to do it, and that's why you should do it, right? And that'll work really, really hunky-dory well. So, yeah, that's why we do that. Okay, so, oh my gosh, you guys, this is really smelling yummy in here with my food. Where did Miss Barbara go? She hasn't made it back yet. Okay, so I've got my onions and my hamburger is cooking away here, right? And then what we're going to do, where's my recipe? Okay, I know I had to put hamburger stuff in it. Okay, so I didn't have any fresh garlic because I need to go to the grocery store again. I know, imagine that. So instead, I just use garlic and herb. It'll be fine. Fresh garlic would work, but you know, that's why you always have garlic and herb, and you have garlic and peppercorn, because, you know, you just use them all the time. And then I added, okay, so then we're going to finish cooking this. Then we're going to add the tomatoes. Okay, so even though my cans have the Pop Tops, I never use those. And the reason is because, hey, we'll grab a right. Okay, hold on a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so the reason I never use the pop top is because when you go to use your scrapers, you're going to cut your scrapers all up. And over the years, I've had people go, how come my scraper's cut up? And I'm like, oh, easy, because you don't have a can opener. And if you had one, it wouldn't happen, because what happens is, the edge is so sharp, and normally that's why you cut them. But if you use our can opener, you will never have that. And the reason is because the way it works. So the way it works is when you're working, right, if it's flat down, that's the key, right? And then, okay, let's see, hold on. Okay, and then, see, it just attaches, right? And then you just go all the way around, like so, and then it's attached, right? And then you go a quarter of a turn backwards and it comes off. Then you take the little, once you're here, and you have Tweety's beak, right? And then you just hook it up like so, and then you press Tweety's beak, you roll forward, and it'll come out. And here's the best thing, you never cut your finger, right? And that's a good thing. Did you know that one of the #1 ways people cut their hands in the kitchen, it's from the lids and the tops of tin cans? That's how they do it. And so many people don't realize how often that happens, right? And so this way, by having these lids that are not, I'm sorting out my meat. So this way, by having these lids, right, and they're not sharp, that's not going to happen. So then you don't have to worry about it. Oh my gosh, you guys should be here. Let me show you. Look it. Doesn't that look yummy? What do you guys think? Can you guys smell the food over at your house? I just wish you were here. I'd feed you, but, well, you guys all live a little distance. But that's why we get to do it this way. Okay, so you could do regular tomatoes, right? But when I opened up the cabinet, I had Italian tomatoes, which I like to buy. I like to buy the ones that have like Italian, or they have Mexican, or they have peppers and onions and stuff already in them before I do them. Because then, depending upon what I'm cooking, I already have those flavors have already been infused into them when they were already cooked. So then they're just going to taste that much better. So that's why I like to do it that way too as well. So it just turns out really yummy too as well. So here's the other thing. Let me show you another reason. See this one here, I have to roll it up. Okay, so let me show you another reason why I love my Manu food processor. Okay, so these tomatoes, you probably can't see them, but they're pretty big chunks, and I don't want big chunks in my dish. So watch this. And it had peppers in, and they're really big chunks, right? See how big they are? Let me see. I don't want that in my food. So, watch this. You take your Manu food processor, dump them in. That's why I love my Manu food processor. Really do love my Manu food processor. Like oodles in or doodles. And look at it. Now, I can turn my 20 tomatoes and peppers into, look, now I have nice chopped up tomatoes, right? Because, see, this is what I want, right? I want them nice and, whoops, I just brought it on my floor, or my countertop, my stove. So, okay, so let me show you how this looks. I gotta wipe my stove off, too. I bet you guys thought I only made messes in your houses. Not really. But, as Deb will tell you, I do clean up after myself. Because, well, my mother told me no one would ever let me back in their house if I didn't. I had to find my little microwave grips. They used to be red. Then I had the cutest red lips. Now I have the cutest gray lips. But they match my my new Enamel one. Okay, see? Look at that. Right? How yummy. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to dump these tomatoes in here. Right? And then I'm going to dump my other can of tomatoes. Right? So we're going to put those in here. And then we're going to take some tomato sauce. And we're going to put those in here. And then I'm going to rinse these just a little bit. Because I need, my one can didn't have quite as much liquid in it as I needed. So, I'm just going to rinse these out with it. There we go. I don't like. Okay, so here's another thing that you guys can do too. When you're cooking, right? And if you want to make your own beef broth, or you want to make your own chicken stock or two, what you do is as you're cutting like your tomatoes, your onions, your celery, carrots, whatever, right? The tops and stuff, you have a big 1 gallon bag in the freezer. And then you just dump everything into the bag, okay? And then when the bag is full, then you put it all either into the quick cooker, right? Yeah, blender, quick cooker, air fryer, and rack. People never believe I actually have them all lined. See, but you guys can say, we saw her kitchen. So we know she really has them lined out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I use them all the time. Okay, anyways, back to where I was. So, you go ahead and you put all of your tapas and leftover pieces of your vegetables and stuff, right, into this big bag. And then, like, if you did a whole roasted chicken and you've got the bones, and then you take all the veggies, you put them all in, cover them with water, either put them in the pressure cooker and cook them on the pressure cooker. Oh, I don't know. The book probably tells about 5 or 10 minutes. That's probably all you would need to do, right? And then you strain it. Or I could put it in, like, my Dutch oven and let it simmer on the stove. I mean, it's kind of like either way you want to do it would work, right? And then you strain it, and then you either could cook with it right away, or you could either freeze it in larger containers, like quart containers, if that's how much you normally use, right? Put it in there, and then freeze it, and then when you need it for soups, or you're going to make stews, or you're going to make pasta and stuff, right? Use that broth to cook your pasta, your rice, your soups, your stews, whatever, right? You're going to have it. Or you could cook it down so it's really nice and concentrated, right? Then you're going to take our little freezer trays. I'll show you what they look like. Mine have ice cubes in it. Move on, Dana. Move on. Okay. Come here, hon. Come here, Einstein. My doggy, I made him move. He didn't like that. You guys want to see my dog? I'll show you my dog. Hold still. Hey, Einstein. Say hello. Let's see if you guys can see him. Can you see my doggy? Here, I'll show you my dog. Okay, Einstein. Say hello. See? That's my dog. Isn't he cute? Say hello. Say, I love everybody. Okay. All right. Back to cooking. So, oh, well, you know, how do I know? Okay, you probably never thought you could check out my dog, too. And right, he's actually sitting next to me. Poor doggy. Oh, how do I, okay. See, what was my question? How do you voice dating? You know, here's the thing, Melissa, is over a lot of time, they're probably, I know, isn't he cute? Probably over time they're going to stay. Like, for example, this one here, I have owned for years and years and years. He's probably 20 plus years old, right? He's starting to have some staining. So, normally, if you just wash them, they should come back to white overnight, more like, Barbara, you're back! I'm so glad you're back. Okay, so, you know, and you just wash them. And I always said that there were little fairies that showed up at night while I was sleeping, and then they made my scrapers white again. But it has to do with the silicone that it pretty much, but just over lots of years of use to them, they're going to start to have, they will slowly discolor, especially if you cook like a lot of tomato or curry sauce, they're going to start to discolorate somewhat too. Melissa, that's just kind of like have, hey, Miss Barbara, we're so glad that you're back with us. So tell us, favorite Pampered Chef party, you guys. Not party, product. So each of you list in the comments your favorite Pampered Chef, right. Okay, so these are the trays that I'm talking about. But here's, I have ice cubes in mine right now. But here's what's really cool. This is silicone, right? See, they just pop right out. So that's what makes him so great, right? That's like the best thing. Yeah, you're right, Deb. He does smell. He's actually laying on the floor right next to me. Usually he lays on the rug next to the refrigerator, simply because he's learned that if he gets too close in the kitchen, I run Einstein over. And that's why, or he'll sit across the room in my chair in the dining room, because I'm gonna run the poor dog over, you know, because, well, I kind of like do that. Poor Einstein. Okay, let me put these in the freezer. Okay, so let me undo this. You know what? Now, I know, okay, so here's the deal, guys. This recipe did not call for adding peppers to it at all, but I kind of like peppers in my food. And I have this tendency, as my son would tell you, Christopher would tell you this, Mother has a tendency of changing the recipes. And so I'm thinking, if we're going to do a pasta sauce, right, it should have peppers in it. So let me show you the coolest way to cut these peppers up. I'm going to grab my quick slice. It's in my pantry. I'll be right back. Okay, luckily for you, the pantry's on the other side of the counter. Okay, this is like one of my favorite things that we own. And I'll tell you why. Because I can cut lots of things at the exact same time, right? Oh, I love that, Melissa. One scraper is for the sauces and the rest is for everything else. That's the best. I love that. Okay. I kind of like do that too. Okay, so here's the thing. Now, I know you can do all these fancy ways of cutting your peppers, right? And you cut around the top and stuff. But here's the deal. I like to do things simple. So, here's the thing. If you are not going to eat the whole pepper, you always leave the stem and the seeds inside. Reason being is that if you do that, right, then you will end up with, your pepper won't go bad, right? It'll stay nice much longer. A green pepper is considered, would be considered your raw pepper, right? And your green peppers are really good for if you're doing like a stuffed one, peppers. So they would say like a green pepper. And then your peppers will go from green to red to, it's green, let me think if I get it right. It's green, red, yellow, green, red, orange, yellow. Yellow is your sweetest pepper ever. So the reason that like they will tell you to use different peppers into the same recipe is because by cooking with different peppers, you add like different flavors, right? And that's why you go ahead and you do that. So I am just going to cut, I'm using my paring knife. This little red paring knife, it comes in the color-coded paring knives. I have to say, it is my favorite little knife. I use this constantly, really do. Just the best, right? I really do love this. And then when I'm tossing everything in here, this is the 4-quart, or the 1, 2, 3 cup measuring cup set. Any of you guys have these measuring cups? They're like so good, right? Because the reason that they make things so great is because of the fact is that when you're doing this, you guys, right? And this is for liquids, right? But the measurements are right here, so when you look straight down, you can see. That's why I like it. Now, watch this. Now, here, I'll show you, Barbara. Okay, so this is what we were talking about. Look, you just toss these peppers in. Where is mine? Okay, so watch. So, if you want it, big chunks, our meat is just simmering over right here, right? So, here's the thing that I like to do. I like to cook once and eat 10 times. My husband, not so thrilled with my idea, right? But look at, see, with the manual food processor, see how I have big chunks, right? But look at, if I want little chunks, whoops, you gotta make sure you unline it up. It's really not that hard, right? Now, I have small, but here's the other reason. You know, you can use this, your manual food processor, would be perfect for you to use for when you are making guacamole, you're making scrambled eggs, you're cutting up the nuts and the cracker crumbs, right? And all that stuff that we're chopping up to make soups and stews and fall holiday meals. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Makes the best scrambled eggs. And the reason it makes such good, yummy scrambled eggs is because you're going to be adding all the extra. Now, here's why I like my quick slice. 14 knives. 14. That's why I like it. Okay, watch this. You take your pepper and you stick it like so. And now I have pepper sticks, right? Now, if we were making fajitas, that would be great. But we're not making fajitas. We are making, look it. And now I have great little ones, right? But what we're making is we're making pasta sauce, right? So if you're going to make pasta sauce, then you want to do that. Okay, so how many of you guys have a piece of stoneware, right? How many of you guys have stones? Which stones do you guys have, right? You should use, okay, so some of you must have stones. I know Melissa does. I know Deb does. Deb has a whole bunch. So, did you see that Pampered Chef, and I can post these later after I get done cooking. Pampered Chef has updated our stoneware, right? Okay, I know this. Oh, let me tell you, Melissa, this quick slice is the bomb. Love, 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 love this. It's so good, right? I mean, look at that. I did half a pepper at once. I tell you, it's the best. You're going to love this. And I know, Melissa, that you are one of those really great persons because you eat nice and healthy and you love fresh fruits and vegetables and salads. Isn't that right? I'm right about that, right? Oh, the white rim ring. Yeah, the 15-inch round stone. Okay, so get this. You know how our stones, we were never able to put them in the underneath the broiler and you couldn't preheat them, right? Well, to celebrate our 40th anniversary, our incredible design team has figured out a way. They're called infused stoneware, and our new infused stones are now able, get this, they can be preheated in the oven. And we have this really cool new, it's called the pizza peel. It's like this cool wooden, thing, and it has the with the handle. So you preheat your stone in the oven, and then while you're doing that, you're unrolling or rolling out your pizza crust, and then you put it on the peel with some cornmeal, and then you slide it into the oven, right? And then you're going to get that perfect crust just like you would from the pizzeria. It's amazing. But the other great thing is, so Melissa, with you, because you, like me, we like our veggies, right? And I love roasted vegetables, right? Love roasted vegetables. And it's fall season, and so it's absolutely roasted vegetable time too, right? So what makes it so great with you having all of these roasted vegetables, you can preheat the new bar pan, right? And then you're going to get the most, toss them, cut up your veggies, toss them in a little bit of either a rosemary or garlic infused oil, add some herb, one of our herb seasonings, the garlic ones, Italian, sweet basil, rosemary, kind of like whatever Greek, kind of like whatever floats your fancy that day, right? And depending on the veggies. And then put them there. You're going to get like this wonderful caramelized vegetables. They're just going to be amazing. Okay, Melissa, how cool was that? And how long did it take me to do 3 peppers? Can you imagine how long that would have taken me if I had actually, whoops, I have 2 more. If I had taken the time, right, and I had to cook, cut all these up by hand, and the thing is, like I always tell everybody at every show I've ever done in Cooking Life, you do all realize that, of course, that anyone can cook faster than me, right? Because as we know, well, it might take a little bit longer with me because I talk the whole time. But I don't always talk when I actually cook by myself. Einstein says sometimes I do talk to him though, because you know, ain't any the doggy gets lonely, so then I have to talk to the dog, right? But otherwise, you know how it is. Anyways, back to what I was doing. But this way, it's the time saver, you know? And like people said, why have people loved Pampered Chef for the last 40 years? Yeah, you could slice potatoes with it too. Yeah, right? Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing though. If you're going to slice like potatoes, you're not going to want a really huge potato, right? You're going to want like a smaller potato instead of a great big one, okay? So that is what you would want to do. But yeah, absolutely. You can do celery, onions, green peppers, zucchinis, yellow squash, onions. If it's a smaller, cut your onions in half, then it works fine. I've done cheddar cheese with it, right? You want to do it with the hard cheese. You can do the peppers, the onions, sliced tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, strawberries, olives. Take the pits out. I had one lady said it didn't work. Well, that's because she didn't take the pits out. Take the pits out. Then it would work perfect for you. Let me think. So any of those would work, right? Okay. So then I have to add some water to this. Okay, you guys want to see how it looks? Let me show you how it looks. Okay, so let me show you the other thing. This is my flexible cutting mat. Look at this. This is why I love this, right? So when you're going to dump the food, I can dump it right in. And if I'm going to clean off it into the garbage, it just meant. And they come in a set of 3. And there's the large ones and then there's the 3 small ones, right? But here's the thing. People go, which one should I get? Both. Why do I need both? Because you're going to use them differently, you know? Some days you only need a small mat and some days you need the big mat. And do you need a large cutting board? Well, of course you do. Because like if I'm cutting up the roast I was telling you guys about, right? And I've got all the juice from the roast or the ham or the chicken and stuff, right? Well, then I need my large grooved one because I don't want all the juices all over my countertop. So then you're going to use that one. So it kind of depends. Okay, so I need to get 3 cups of water. Let me measure up my water. I'll be back with you in a minute. Just got to measure out my water. I love the fact that this here, see, look at, so it's my 3 cups. I don't, you can't really see, but it instead of having to look down, the numbers are in the inside, not the outside. That's why you can't read them, right? So you look straight down into it. You want to know what else is really great about these? This is nylon. This is made out of acrylic, and the numbers are in between. The numbers will never wash off. Right? Pretty cool. Because nothing is worse than having measuring spoons and measuring cups and the numbers all wash off and then you have like no idea. Okay, and put in the air fryer. Okay, and put in the air fryer. Oh, what did you want me to put in the air fryer? Dad, let me know. And I will make something in the air fryer. Trust me. I love, love, love my air fryer. So, I can, okay, so I'm going to put some pasta in here. And I know I'm supposed to put 16, a whole pound in, but I don't want that much pasta. So I'm only going to do, I have a bag that's half full. Okay, you guys want to see how I get pasta out of the top? Because my pasta's on my top shelf. My shelves go all the way up to the ceiling. Okay, so this is the kitchen tongs, right? So watch this. So it opens up, turn it upside down and it locks. Turn it this way, give it a shake. But this is literally, I don't know if you guys can see it. This is literally how I get things out of my top shelf. I do this like all the time. I take my bags and then I can put things in and out of the top shelves. Mark thinks it's the craziest thing in the world when he watches me do this. It's like, why buy another thing when I can just use my kitchen tongs, right? Bet you guys never thought of that trick before. Okay, so I'll show you something in there. Okay, so this is a half a bag. We're just going to put these in here. And then I'm just going to stir my pasta in here. And this could go in the oven, right? And then you just put it in the oven like for 45. I know, isn't that a great idea? For 40, how long does this want me in the oven? Okay, simmer. Starting occasionally, add water and pasta. Cook until pasta's almost at it in 10 minutes. Okay, so we're going to put the lid on here. Okay. And where did I put the lid? Here we go. Okay. Okay, and then we're just going to put the lid on here. Oh, let me show you what this looks like. Sure. Where did I put my, I have to find them. Oh, here they are. Because the handles on this one here, they all start to get hot, right? So, this, okay, can you guys see? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So we're going to bring that up to to a boil so I can do it. Then you can add mozzarella cheese to it, and then you can bake it in the oven and all that mozzarella cheese. And then what you can do is take the lid off. You bake it in the oven for 7 to 8 minutes, and you bake it uncovered so the mozzarella cheese and the fresh Parmesan will all melt into it, and that way too. I know, isn't that great? Okay, so air fryer. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, I have to move a few things around, okay guys? So just give me a snack. Oh, I gotta show you something. So before I started earlier, I had these pork chops that I needed to make. So I cooked with my pork chop, right? Look at this. I put them in my insulated dish, right? This is from the heat. This is still hot, and it was 2 hours ago. This is the 1 quart, and this is my 2 quart insulated bowl. Look at this. How cool is that, right? Look at it. There's, on the handle, see? There's a little piece, guys, and it just sits, right? So, if you are doing, whether you're doing like dinner for the family or you're having people over, right? These will keep your food hot for over 2 hours. They're stainless steel on the inside, right? But it's cool on the outside. So like for my pasta here, I could take my pasta, put it in my new insulated bowl, serve it on the table, and it will stay nice and hot. How cool is that? Okay, let me show you my air fryer. Okay, so, okay, these are my kitchen shears. These are what I use when I open everything, right? You're gonna cut, you really need these too. And they have a little holder, so that way you don't cut your fingers. And then this is my paring knife. Did you know all of our knives come with a case? This is our professional paring knife one, right, too. And then, of course, they come in the set, too. Okay, so let me move my knife. So I can put this stuff over to the other one. And I'll show you how I gotta wash this because I'm playing with it. And then I already used this, right? This is my mix and chop. Okay, so with an $80 order, you guys, you either get the measuring spoon set or you get the small set, right? And then there's a teaspoon one that's in the drawer someplace. It's here. Don't know where, but it's here. There's a teaspoon that goes along with the tablespoon. It's in the drawer someplace. You know, I'm in my own kitchen. It's here, but it's not this afternoon when I'm shutting down. Or there is the little tiny mini whipper, which for years we used to call it our Metamucil whip because so many people bought it from Metamucil, which was actually kind of funny, right? So anyway, then I put my little thing. But with an $80 order, you either get the set of you'll get the teaspoon and the tablespoon, or you get these. And these go from an eighth to a tablespoon, and then they all pop apart, and then they all go back together again, right? And I was going to measure seasonings, but as it is, I don't. These are our kitchen, our cutters, right? Or these are our scissors, right? But they come apart. So they're like great, like when I cut open the container, the plastic that had the hamburger in it, I just cut these open, right? And then I just was able to put them into the sink, wash them with soap and water, and they're nice and clean. Because how many times have you needed to like cut like through the chicken or something like that, and then you don't have to worry. Okay, so with those there, oh, told you it was here, the teaspoon one. That goes in the drawer. Everybody needs Twix-It clips. Right? Right. Okay, so let me show you something else. These are our new wooden utensils. Aren't they pretty? So you have the spoon, you have the turner, and then you have the pasta stirrer. But here's the really great thing, guys. For every one of these sets that are sold, this is our Help with Cancer for right now. $1 goes to the American not Help with Cancer, Feed America program. So it feeds 10 people. Isn't that great? Think about, you could tie a really pretty ribbon, right? What a nice gift. Or 3 gifts. I mean, right? Right. Okay, so, okay. And I love this new scoop. Okay, so, let me show you. I bet you guys thought I was more organized when I was in my own kitchen, but then the whole reality is, if you've all watched me cook over the years, you know darn well I'm not. You know, still working on it. My mother always said she just couldn't believe I was going to. Oh my gosh, you guys. This smells so, so, so good. This would be so good with a nice glass of red wine. You know that? That'd be really good. And you know what? If you didn't want to do beef in here, you wouldn't have to. You could, of course, do like sausage, or you could even do chicken. Or honestly, you know what? This would be really good vegetarian. And then you could add some spinach right to the very end, too. That would be really good, too, as well, right? That would be another one. Okay, so let me pull my my other toy out. Okay, so this, I'm going to move this out of the way, too. Hey, are you guys getting bored with me yet? Oh, I'm here. When do sample? As soon as you arrive, Barbara, you can have samples, okay? All you have to do is come and I will serve you samples. Okay, all right. So watch this. So this, whoops, this here, can you guys see this? Okay, tell me if you can see. Can you see? Okay. This is my air fryer. I love, 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 love this baby. Okay. So, yes, I store things in here. It's only the things that belong in here, right? So, this here is for the basket. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay? You are such a good doggy woggy, I'm tiny whining. Such a good boy. Say, I know, Mommy, I'm such a good boy. My Einstein is laying on the floor next to the stove, sound asleep. He's like, I am not moving. She will run me over. That's exactly what Chris used to say to me, too. Okay, so, let me pull this back. Okay, so, this is our deluxe air fryer. Okay, so this comes with it, right? So you have the 2 racks, and then you have the bottom one, right? So the drip tray. They slide in, and you can put a tray here. You can put a tray here, right? And then you can put one up here on the top too, right? So you have 3 different levels. So you can cook enough food for 6 people in here. Love this thing, right? Just love, love, love this. Okay, now we're gonna take the racks out. And then if you wanna put anything in your basket, right? You just put the basket on the little holder here. And it just slides in here. I know, I do this enough times to think I'd have this down pat. But it's really not hard to do. It's just me. Okay, so you hook this in here, and I hook this in. I do this better when I'm not actually doing this live on a video. And then literally it just sits in here, right? And then you just shut the door, and then you would put it on rotisserie. You put it on rotate, and then it will just turn it. So you can use this like so. You could do this like if I was going to, and it's turning now, so I'm going to shut it up. But if I was going to do French fries, I wanted to do onion rings, I wanted to do like potatoes in there. They could be done in there, right? Because you want them to turn. So you could do those in there. Then, if you wanted to do, so it has 8 different presets. So there's an air fry. So no more having to eat all the oil, right? And then there's a bake, and there's a roast, a rotisserie, a reheat, and a dehydrate. So like the other day, Mark had made hamburgers, and he made them in here. And he just made hamburger patties. And I've done pork chops and steaks and fish and roasted vegetables. You just put them on the trays. You stick them in here, right? And then like if I want to do, it's 400 degrees because I have it set at rotisserie, right? And if I wanted to do, let's say I was going to do over here into heat. So if I want to reheat, it is preset 355 minutes and you hit start, right? And it will just start. But here's the other nice thing. If you want to go ahead and I wanted to adjust the time, see, I can adjust my temperature because it's preset to 350. So if I wanted to, I just randomly chose a temp, okay? And you can set your time too as well. So you could reset it to what's going to work for you as well. And you can also use it like if you wanted to dehydrate vegetables, you could do that in it. You can make fish in it. You can even, oh, get this. You can even take like the little mini, I gotta show you this. This is like the coolest thing. Watch this. So, you can take the mini, these are the mini cast iron ones, right? Watch this. Look at this. They fit, and you can put two of them right into the air fryer. You could make, I did one, I've made little egg frittatas in there. You can make vegetable pies in them. Or a fruit pie. A fruit pie would probably be better. But you could make like two little individual chicken pot pies. Make those in there. The 1 quart enameled, the new 1 quart enameled baker fits inside of here. You can make a mini pizza in here. Absolutely, Deb. You could make those in it. You could do a roasted potato in there, right? So you could just take your potatoes and just stick them right in here, right? Which I have done, right? Put that in there. And then cancel. Turn it on to roast. Baked potato, hit start, and now I would have a baked potato. You could make a small deep dish Detroit pizza, absolutely. You could do that in it. You could do cookies in here. Can you believe that? So you can buy this parchment paper that's got little holes in it so the steam will release, and you just lay those on the rack and you can make cookies in it too. This is the hottest thing that we have ever sold in 40 years. Our quick cooker flew out the door. Our deluxe Wonder flew out the doors. Our deluxe air fryer, we sold them so fast and we sold so many of them that by the middle of March, they were worried about selling them, leaving them available to customers. And before May, only our host could get them. So the 1st of September, they became available to everyone. I cannot tell you how much we use this at least almost every single day. We use the air fryer, right? And the only time I turn the oven on to use anymore is when the pan, whatever I'm making, I just can't use my air fryer. Because if I can get by not putting in the oven, it's my air fryer. I just love this thing. It is like the best thing. Of all the products that I have earned in the past 24 years, the air fryer is the only product Mark ever told me that he didn't ever want to see leave the house to a cooking show. You know, but I got it, it wasn't available till the 1st of March, so needless to say, it hasn't been on a road trip yet. I don't know when my air fryer is ever going on a road trip, quite frankly, as it is, right? So you guys will all get to play with it this way. But it's just amazing, you guys. I mean, I've had other people tell me that they have air fryers. They don't do what this air fryer does. Oh, and now there's skewers too, right? So you can do the skewers with the veggies or the meats and the chickens and stuff, and they all fit in there too as well. It's just cool. Okay, so who thinks my air fryer is as nifty as I think it is? Okay, tell me if you guys love the air fryer as much as Eileen loves the air fryer. I love the air fryer. I really do. You know, if there is no other reason to have a party, it's to get the air fryer and then get the Dutch oven too, because you'll use that all the time too as well. And then of course, you know, having the blender is pretty darn nifty too as well. So I like, and I know that Melissa that you like. I know, isn't it? It's very nice. I know, I have to agree with you, Barbara. It really is very nice. Okay, now Melissa, I know that she likes to do smoothies. Isn't that right, Melissa, that you like smoothies? If I'm right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, look at this. So, this is why I love this. This is my deluxe cooking blender. Okay. So, not only can you take this cooking blender here, right? Watch this. So, I got to take, they're designed to slide underneath every cupboard, right? The only reason I have to take the top piece off of mine is because I have extra long cabinets, right? And they're still too full. So here's what so makes this so great. Let me show you guys. So, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'll try to show you. Okay, so there's the smoothie, make alternative milks. You can grind, heat and wash. Love that. So I don't have to worry about that, right? Smoothies, I knew that. Okay, soup, heat puree, make sauces. You can make jam. Okay. This would become your favorite smoothie machine. I'll show you why. Okay, watch this. I'll be right back. I gotta find my smoothie machine. I'll be right back. Just give me a second. Okay. All right. Watch this, Melissa. So this here is for everything else. And this is glass and the motor is in here. Okay? This is my smoothie mug. Okay, watch this. So when I make a smoothie, this is the attachment. This fits down. Okay, wait a minute. I take. Okay, so this base goes down here. My blades are in here. Okay. Take the mug off here. I'm just going to make a quick little one. Okay, so I'm going to grab a couple ice cubes. And I'm going to grab some milk. And I grab my ice cube. I'll be back in a second, guys. Don't worry. I just gotta do some food. Come on, guys. You're my way again. I know. Poor doggy. Oh, mommy was not running over. Right, dog? Okay. I hadn't planned on making a smoothie, you guys. But watch this. Look at this. So I'm just going to take, I'm going to make a little one. So I'm just going to take some peaches and some strawberries. I'm going to take a little bit of milk. I'm going to take a little bit of cream. Only because I have no milk in my house. I have no regular milk in my house right now. Watch this, right? Put this on like so. And you can grind your own peanut butter. You could make your own soups in here. Okay. And then you just press it again. And it'll start. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. There. I had it on soup. We don't want to cook to 240 degrees, right? Watch this. It will just mix everything up for me. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, so if you're making jam, you take the fresh jam, put this in here, put the sugar in here, put the lid on it, turn it over to jam, hit the start button, and then when it gets done cooking at 240 degrees, it knows how long, pour the pepsin in, right? Hit the start button, and like within 30 minutes, you have it, right? Look at that. So, I have 20 seconds left to go, and this is frozen solid, right? Now, with every other blender, every other smoothie machine I've ever had, I could never, ever do this, right? And I now will have 7 seconds left, and it has 10 different settings, so you can adjust the temperature, you can adjust the time on it, you can adjust how you're going to do this, okay? So now we're just going to take this out. This is the hardest part. I did this Sunday too. I was making peanut butter smoothie. I got all done. And then I realized I put the lid on so tight, I could barely get the lid back off again. Melissa, I think I'm going to need to start working out with you. So I can get the lid off my, holy cow! I put this on so tight I couldn't get it off. Okay, look at this. Okay, let me get a clear glass so I can show you guys. Does have dots. Look at this. Look at that. It just works everything. It just works so good. Okay, so here's the other thing. So I'm going to show you something. This is like the other thing, right? So if I want to go ahead and I want to do stuff in my regular blender, right? Just dump everything in, right? You put your lid on, right? This has the strongest motor of any blender out there you can find, right? And so I'm going to make a smoothie here. So see, it still works the same way. So I'm just going to hit start. But here's the thing that I love about this the most. See how well this works, right? Is what I love about this the most is if it needs to stop, it will stop, right? Okay, you need to send him over, okay? Right? And then it gives itself a break, and then it will go again, right? How cool is that, right? So I'm going to stop this. Right? But watch, if I want to pulse it, so I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go cancel, and then let's say I just want to pulse it. I can do that too, right? So you can pulse it too, you know? So the nice thing is that you can decide, right? Okay, so, and then when you get ready to wash it, right? Because I really don't like doing dishes. Okay, so we pour this into my glass, right? And then watch this. So then you're just going to rinse this, okay? Okay. And then you put 2 squirts in, and you put 3 cups of water in here, okay? All right, that's enough, just so I can show you what I'm doing. Okay, so, and then you put it back on the base, right? After you made your sauces, you made whatever we're making, right? Your jam, your homemade peanut butter, your almond butter, right? And then, watch this. You just roll it over. You guys are probably getting really bored with me.
Bowl is?
What bowl?
Is.
It's in there.
Thank you.
No, it's back there. Watch this.
I see it.
So, when you wash this, you guys, get this. All you do, 3 cups of water, 2 squirts of water, it heats itself up to 140 degrees and washes itself. How cool is that? Okay, how many of you guys have had fun with me tonight? Okay, let me know if you guys had fun. Okay, you have to comment, remember? You can't talk to me otherwise. Did any of you guys have fun with me? Okay, so the other question is, who's ready to have their own Pamper Chef party so then I can do this? So we could do a live Zoom one. Because if we did a live Zoom, then you guys can actually all talk to each other this whole time in between. And that would be fun. Right? Isn't this fun? Did you have fun, Deb? I hope so. I hope you had a good time doing this with me. I hope so. So, Miss Melissa, did you have a good time joining me in my cooking party tonight? I hope so. Okay. I know. Isn't this great? So, I'm going to go and load this up onto the party. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I have to do the dishes now. Thank goodness I have a, oh, let me show you this. So let me show you how this turned out, right? So, you guys want to, okay, so let me show you. This is what our pasta turned out. What do you think? Doesn't that look yummy? Right? So, thank you. Thanks, Deb, for coming into my house to let me cook with you and Barb and Melissa. I hope you 3 all had a great time. I made a list of the products that I had planned on showing you. So I will list those. on my on the party. So I'll list those. The shopping link is at the top of the page. So if you guys want to place your ones, and I'll do that. Thank you all so much for joining me, because this has been really, really fun. So I can look forward to partying with you guys too. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll be upstairs in about 15 minutes because, you know, someone's got to do the dishes because as you can tell, someone's got to do the dishes, right? Mark just got home and he informed me he's not doing the dishes. So, means someone's got to do the dishes, right? So, I'll talk to you guys later. I'll be upstairs in a little while to type. Bye, everybody!